Right, let's kick off with Prince Harry. I mean, there's two stories here, I guess. One is the Ukraine visit, and then he met his father, King Charles, at Clarence House on Wednesday, the first time in 20 months. Gyles, fill us in on this.
Actually, I think it's one story, and the story is this. It's been a very good week for Prince Harry and for all of us. I've really enjoyed seeing bits in the paper, seeing bits on TV of Prince Harry in the UK doing what he does brilliantly well. And today, he is off to Ukraine, the Invictus Games for people, disabled military people. He is there going to support people in Ukraine who have suffered through the war. And as I've said before, my son-in-law was in Afghanistan with him and will not hear a word against him. Said he was great with everybody. He was great with the men, he was great with the officers. He was just great guy. And clearly he does this very well. And it's fantastic. He's gone to Ukraine. But earlier in the week, he was doing a variety of events in London, in Nottingham, supporting charities he knows well. And then on Wednesday afternoon, without anybody knowing, he went and had tea with his dad at Clarence House.
Lovely.
Which is fantastic.
It's all about rebuilding relationships, and that just brings joy to my heart when you see father and son being together.
Yeah,
For me, that's wonderful.
Do you look at this, both of you? I mean, I don't know your persuasion rates, but Gyles, you're an avowed royalist. Did you look at that and go, it's a shame he stepped back?
Of
because
course.
He looks like, you know, I mean, the way you put it there is out there and is doing his royal bit. So it's a shame that he sort of took a step back from it and then all the mess that sort of came with it, I suppose.
I think it's really important he's been to Ukraine for so many reasons. One, to keep the focus on Ukraine, on that war. Ukraine is fighting the West's war against the despotic, you know, ambitions of a Russian, basically, dictator. But, you know, going to Ukraine is no easy matter. He would have had to fly to Poland and then get on a 12-hour train journey to Kyiv. And you saw there he was being met at the train station in Kyiv. He would have met veterans. And the injuries they are seeing in Ukraine, unlike the landmine injuries that he's used to dealing with when he works with Halo Trust. And I went to Ukraine earlier this year with Halo Trust, because it's not just landmines that you're taking off your legs. They are attacking, drones are attacking people from the sky. And so they're dealing with a whole raft, and you cannot get the injured off the battlefield in the same way because you don't have the support. You're under drone fire. So it's a completely different ball game. So what he's doing is extraordinarily important on every level.
What were your observations having been there? What was the biggest take home?
Unbelievable bravery. I mean, I met doctors who were treating patients who were 16, who'd gone off foraging for mushrooms because they had nothing to eat. 16-year-olds getting their legs blown off with landmines. Also, the soldiers who'd been hit by drone strikes. I met women who weren't on the front line, but they were doing they were demining. There are more landmines in Ukraine than in any other country per square foot, and it's going to take years to get rid of them. And so I met women who were had been working in beauty parlours or nail bars, and they still had these amazing nails, and they were spending their entire days demining with robots and with those radar things that go beep.
Rachel,
you would know.
When you see stuff like that, does that change you as a person?
Well, it makes you realise war is not far away. War is on Europe's doorstep. Yeah. And when you meet these women who've had to leave civilian life, put on uniform, put on body armour and go and defend their countries, it really makes you think it could happen.
And he is going briefly, but he's highlighting this, that the work goes on.
Good for him.
Month after month. This is
year after year it's going to take.
Tragically, the rehabilitation of these injured soldiers.
Yeah. So it's interesting what you said about your friend talking about him. I think that stands, doesn't it? When you hear what other people say about someone, that is what's important. And obviously Harry is loved, isn't he? He really is.
Do you think this is a reconciliation now?
Yes.
I think it's already been done a while ago,
45 minutes over a cup of tea, it's a start.
I think it will be if there aren't leaks about it. I think what's worried everybody there is, it goes back to California and then we hear stories about it.
He must have learned his lesson.
I don't know if there's any precedent for this. Could he step it back into royal life, or is that kind of done?
I think that's done and dusted. Actually, you've got to accept people's lives as they want to live them. And fair enough, he and his family have chosen to live in California, that's it. But what this has been a reminder of is how good he is at doing what he does.
When he chooses to do it.
When he's able to do it. So that works out.
OK, we're going to move on to the next story, which is all about the fact that a growing number of people are working into their 70s and 80s now in a bid to starve off dementia and loneliness in old age. Now, 13% of over 50-year-olds have already returned to work after retirement. Sir Charlie Mayfield, the former boss of John Lewis, said that keeping pensioners employed made good business sense and could boost economic growth as the population ages.
It's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, would you continue, Gyles, into retirement?
When it comes.
Well,
Don't say you're in retirement already.
The state pension age is set to rise to 68 by 2046. So officially, we're going to be retiring later anyway. Yeah. The truth is, we all need engagement. We need to be part of life.
Yes.
We need a sense of purpose when we get up.
We need people.
We need other people. And work doesn't need to be necessarily earning money, though that is nice. Actually, it can be just volunteering. People need to be part of the community.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think, I mean, do you remember in the pandemic, you saw a lot of retired consultants going back and pitching in and helping? Well, when I read this story, I thought, this is the way to solve the public sector strikes. Get all the people who've retired. You know, retrain quickly to be a tube driver on £72,000 a year. We wouldn't have had the week we've had if we could have subbed in all the people who've retired, who know how to press a button on a tube train.
Well, it's a lot more complicated than that. And also, you know, they're not striking over pay. But
they are. It's hours.
Should we get on? Let's get on. Let's get back on track with the point, which is.
I think I triggered Dermot. Then.
No, to a point, which is Giles' point, which is purpose. And my take on this is
But hold on, this is purpose.
There's this rush to automation, and we never think about the opportunity cost of this, which is people do need. I think you're right. People need purpose and they need people, and I think. When you need to take away people's purpose.
But if we've got automation and AI, what are these retirees going to do?
I'll give you one example, a charity I'm involved in called School Readers. And that just has people going into schools and spending an hour of an afternoon or several hours a week with young children reading with them.
Oh, good idea.
It's brilliant. It's good for the kids. It's very satisfying for the older person. It's volunteer. It's happening all over the country. Yeah. So there are a million things that can be done by a million people.
Cookery lessons for young children.
You know, teaching, I think teaching is definitely the way forward. Like, older people have so much knowledge to give over to other people. Like, cooking definitely is a brilliant way. But there's just, I think, personally, also loneliness is a huge thing as well.
I also think within companies, I think there's a lot to be said for mentorship. There's a lot to be said for people who've been in a company for 20 or 30 years. Like, and their role may be, and this will obviously take some forward thinking, but the role sort of like adjusts. So part of their job becomes mentoring and training up. And I think it's so important.
There's a lot of research, still so much research needs to be done in the area of dementia. But there is evidence that actually being part of a community, contacting other people, can help delay the onset of dementia and the worsening of it. So that's another reason. Avoid loneliness, delay dementia, be engaged, enjoy life, get out.
Listen, Giles, calm down, Grandad. According to scientists, the best comeback to an insult, according to scientists, is calm down, Grandma, which I would talk about triggering. If I was a grandma, that would trigger me. This has come from neuroscientist Dr. Dean Burnett, who wrote in the BBC Science Focus magazine, there are many scientifically recognised ways to diffuse insults or reverse effects. I think that's what he's talking about. One is described category membership to the insulter, making them seem the lower status. The more easily ridiculed party. Someone says, your haircut looks stupid, you reply, OK, calm down, Grandma. So you put the category of unfashionable, you put them in the category of unfashionable out of touch.
Gosh, it's quite complicated.
You know when you're heated, right, and you're in a moment, you're having a little bit of a row, when someone says, calm down, honestly, that gets my back up even more. Imagine adding Grandma at the end of that.
Who was it that David Cameron said in the House of Commons across the dispatch box? Calm down, dear. And it went nuts. Everyone said he was being an old-Etonian, patronising, sexist. Who was he talking to? Was it Harry Arman?
It would be a woman, wouldn't it?
Well, it was a woman, you're right.
But it's not a very nice feeling, put it that way.
But I think
calm down... Has this become a well-done phrase, calm down, Grandma? I've not heard
it.
It's a new one, but all I know is if anyone says to me, calm down, Grandma, you know I'm going to kick off. You know
well, the thing is, if you are in a Barney with
nobody would say it to you, Alison. You're not old enough.
Well, you say that.
Oh.
I was at the NTAs. Listen to this, right?
Is this a headline?
I was looking at Sean Welby's Instagram. right?
Oh, yeah.
And she
This
spotted
is
me.
great.
This is what really goes on.
This is great.
Taking toffees out of my bag because I thought, you know, I'll take a few toffees because you're in there for quite a while.
A long time.
So I like to have a little toffee.
Oh, yeah.
My dentist saw that, by the way.
Oh,
He's not
no.
happy about it, no. Anyway, I was taking toffees out and I was sharing these toffees out.
Lovely, they were.
Sean
Lovely.
Welby puts it on Instagram and says, Alison Hammond giving out toffees like your nana.
Oh, amazing.
I was triggered.
I was triggered
I sent
to
her a
laughing
DM.
out loud.
I sent her a DM, but then I realised I am now old.
That was nana behaviour, to be fair.
I did feel...
Toffees in a bag is absolute 100%
I did feel a little bit
nana
like
behaviour.
my nana.
You should own it.
To do a bit
They
of...
were worth.
Worth it.
They were
They were
Marks and
worth it.
Spencer's.
No, they were
Marks and
Alison's
Spencer's.
May I
favourites.
do a bit of mansplaining for the grandmas watching? DM, does that stand for direct message?
Yes.
Yeah, I direct messaged her.
And did she reply?
I said a
apologising?
few choice words. No, I didn't really. I just gave her the laughing face. But really, I was a little bit triggered.
So if any grandmas want to slide into Giles's DMs, you now
I
know
remember,
exactly what to do.
Can I just tell one more thing? When I was watching Celebrity SAS, because I had to do it once, and they called the staff, whatever you call them, the DS, Anthea Turner was doing it, and they called her grandma. And I looked at her, Googled her age. I Googled her age.
She's so young,
She
isn't
was
she?
young, I think she was younger than me. And I thought, if I do it and they call me grandma, I am going to
But maybe
really
she's a
kick
grandma.
off.
Was she a grandma? Maybe she
Anthea?
was.
I don't know. Let's Google it.
I think so.
Do you
Anyway,
have an
but I
alternative?
thought that was
I'm
rude.
more interested in Rachel kicking off with the SAS.
I'd like...
Do I have an alternative?
Yes.
Oh, my alternative is if you don't raise your voice, you win the argument.
Yes. That's...
But I, you know, physician heal herself. I never do it, but it's the most important.
It
thing.
happened to me
Don't
the other
rhyme.
day. Somebody was...
So you just keep cool.
It was mean to you.
Somebody was mean to me, and I said, you know, a slight inclination of the cranium is as adequate as a spasmodic movement of one optic to an equine quadruped utterly devoid of any visionary capacity.
Wow. Giles.
That is Giles dropping the mic right there.
We were about to play a game I haven't played since I was about
What?
13. Go on.
What?
At school.
Were we?
Yes, I sat next to a girl at school.
Pinching.
No, we didn't pinch. We did elbows. Press the elbows. We did, no, not like that.
Oh.
We did like that, like that.
And
which
see who
one
could
we
do it harder.
We did it harder while we were being asked questions. It was really quite exciting.
Who was the girl?
Well, she was called Antonia.
Rita, I married her, or
No,
no.
I didn't marry her, but I do remember because she used to do. It was before tattoos were prominent. She used to do amazing doodles on her leg.
Oh, like in Barrow.
In Barrow. Did you do that as well?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Those were the days.
And on the
Giles, you're
And
on the
incorrigible.
desk.
Me and my best friend, when we used to get told off, we had our hands underneath and we used to go like this. Just go like that.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
fun.
like a secret little thing. Anyway, boring. Let's move on to the first story of this section. A campaign in the Scottish Highlands is encouraging tourists to display a T-plate on their cards to reduce the potential for accidents on unfamiliar roads. So something the locals can see they're a tourist and make sure that they can avoid them.
Wide berth.
Very good idea.
Oh, do you think it's a good idea?
Very good idea,
It's like
but-
P plates. That's really good, isn't it? When you see someone's just passed their test,
That's
they put
L.
a P. No, they do an L first,
probationary thing, isn't
and
it?
then when you pass your test, you put a P plate on your car.
Oh, I thought that meant
Provisional.
pensioner.
No.
I think you should have all sorts of plates, pensioners,
Do you?
because if someone's old and maybe they
You've got to
don't
know what
see
they
very
mean,
well.
don't you? H, you got to know what they
Or
mean.
you could put G for grandma or grandpa. You know, T plates are good. But also, we did this before. In fact, we now do it again post-Brexit and leaving the EU. You have to, if you're taking your car to the continent, as we used to call it, you have to have a GB sticker now. So everyone knows you don't know you have to ride on the right.
And
yeah.
that is the reason for this, because official figures
Yeah.
released in May showed that crashes in Scotland caused by motorists driving
Yeah.
on the wrong side of the
Exactly.
road had increased by 46% in a year. So it's people... do they drive on the different side of the road in Scotland and England? I didn't realise
No,
that.
it's the same, isn't it?
It's the same.
In Scotland.
It is the same.
It's the
So it's
same.
people coming from other countries where they
Yeah.
drive on a different side
On
of
the
the road.
right. Yeah, we drive on the left.
And tragically, at school, there was, I remember, a boy of 18 who in the south of France, accustomed to came out of the
of
camping
course.
site on the wrong side of the road and
was
involved in a fatal accident.
Yeah. Oh my
He
goodness.
was killed. So this is serious
But
stuff.
how do you think that T will stop those accidents?
Because people know that when that tourist comes to a roundabout, he'll probably go the wrong way, right?
okay.
You just
So
give them a
they-
bit of a wide berth
yeah,
and
preempt
you
it.
know...
Right, OK. Yes, I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea.
It's a great idea. We've just got to know what it means.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think.
But
then if you rock up and then you're like, you have got a high car and you get a T on it and you're like, oh, God, I'm mortified.
This is embarrassing.
I don't need to be told what... I haven't got a problem with it, but I'd be a bit like so embarrassed.
On the other hand, also, could people who are tourists be targeted
Well, that's
for
a
scams
thought.
and things like that as well? Could you say, oh, there's a tourist there, let's go and scam them?
Not in Scotland, where they welcome tourists.
That's very true.
It won't be happening
Nice
there.
recovery, Giles.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sponsored
Yes, I
by
can
the
do.
Scottish Tourist Board.
Maybe we could have a lanyard with tea on as well, so we could go around the shops and say, I'm a tourist.
No.
God.
Olivia Colman.
When you turn up, they know who you are.
Oh, what? What's she done
Olivia
now?
Colman's... No, it's not. It's just an example. It's revealed people requesting selfies with her have gone so mad she's been interrupted whilst being on the loo. She said, I've had knocks on a cubicle door in the loo when you're washing your hands. Nearly a third of young drivers admit to taking videos at the wheel while driving to show off to social media. So basically, this is inappropriate times you should be using your phone, I suppose.
I think, in fairness to Olivia Colman, I don't think she's actually suggesting she's sitting on the loo at the time. I think
People are waiting for
I think
her.
the story's really about her. It's more about, have you ever been asked to have a selfie in an inappropriate
But I think
place?
it is an inappropriate place, in the toilet.
Yeah.
When you're washing your hands.
Couldn't agree
Yeah.
more.
I think, yes, I have. Crossing the road.
Have I?
And
Have
it's,
you?
Yes, crossing the road.
Do you say, oh, should we get to the other side
I do
first?
try and say that, and then they think, oh, no, you're like that, are you? Oh, can't be bothered, can't be bothered. You know,
Yeah.
it's a bit distressing.
I know what you
Where
mean.
were you? I mean, you were
I've
all
had
the
a
time?
toilet. I've had a toilet selfie
toilet
as well.
selfie.
It was a day where I wasn't very well, and my sister
dear.
was with me, and they said, "Can we have a selfie?" And they literally, when I wasn't very well, waited outside my toilet.
Yeah.
It was very, very
Agreed.
embarrassing.
But Charles, the wider context of this is, it's an element of privacy, people being able to live a life, and also it's social, it's kind of technology, I suppose, kind of.
Well, it's the
almost
new autograph.
encroaching on.
You used to run around. Giles and I remember having autograph books, and if you saw
Yeah.
someone famous, you'd go up and you'd
I
ask
got
them for
Coco
their
the Clown's
autograph.
autograph.
Well, you know, sooty and sweet.
But my point isn't really about famous
No, but
people.
now everyone's got a
it's about just
phone.
people unintentionally being other
Well,
people's content.
If I may name drop.
Well, you have to give permission for a selfie. So
No,
if
I
you're
mean,
if I'm
you don't.
standing with Giles,
Yes.
they do this.
Though if I'm now going to do the name drop with your permission, the late Queen Elizabeth II told
Very
me
rare you name drop that.
told me how odd it was that early in her reign, when she arrived somewhere, people would cheer, applaud, look at her. Now she said, I would arrive, get out of the train, come out, and silence, because they're all doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I'm going to
Yeah.
shake somebody's hand,
disconcerting.
they're doing this.
Yeah.
She said, it's very odd.
Horrible.
People aren't living in the moment. They're doing it as a sort. She said, quite strange.
We had Radio 2 in the park last weekend, so it's in Chelmsford.
Yeah.
And all the DJs had to do a set. So I did my set, and the
Yeah.
first thing I said when I went on is I said, right,
Phones away.
take a couple of pictures, but largely, phones away. There are your cameras, that's your hard drive, there are your speakers,
yeah.
put them away.
So
Kids on
true,
shoulders,
isn't it?
everyone just dance and sing for the next
Enjoy
hour.
yourself.
Wonderful.
And let's just enjoy it. And for the most part...
It worked.
Yeah, it was
When I
great.
went to Bob Dylan in the Royal Albert Hall the other day, i.e. like a year ago, you had to give in your phone into a lock thing. And I was with... boring, but
No,
I mean,
it's not boring. And my mates did it for Kate Bush. And
Yeah.
you're not... So there's no pictures of Kate Bush last
think
time
that's
she
a good
played up. I think
idea.
it's brilliant.
It's a
Because
great
you're
idea.
properly in the moment.
Live in the moment. Yeah.
It's a great
OK,
idea.
let's move on to the next story. Which one's the next
Jeremy
one?
Clarkson, our number 7 there.
This is Jeremy Clarkson admits to not knowing who Beyonce is, apparently.
Well, he won't be troubling her in the toilet, will he? There's no idea who she is.
Well, in an interview at the NTA's, Jeremy Clarkson said he had no clue who Beyonce and Jay-Z are after being asked about them potentially moving to the Cotswolds and becoming
Not
his
enough-
neighbours.
not
Do you believe
more.
him?
Yes,
Do you
I
believe
do,
him?
actually, I do,
He
probably.
really doesn't know who Beyonce is. I don't know if I believe that.
But did they know who he was?
That's more to the point.
Is there any famous faces out there that you don't know?
OK, Giles is... OK,
I'm trying to think of one.
I'll tell you something. It's more... I was at an airport luggage carousel, and I saw this luggage coming out, and like 8 really smart matching pieces of luggage. And guess who then was standing by the carousel?
Who?
Dermot O'Leary.
Oh.
8.
8?
You had 8 pieces
You
of
had
luggage.
the most amazing matching luggage. You did, admit it.
Yeah, I might.
Admit it.
That's
Admit it.
so cool.
Maybe I did, but not 8.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.